Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling a profound topic that honestly touches absolutely all of our families at some point: navigating the end of life with compassion, structure, and clarity. We're going to be looking closely at the rapidly growing field of end-of-life care, drawing directly from some really extensive research on holistic care frameworks.
Man, that's a heavy question, isn't it? Especially if you're currently in the thick of it, navigating the declining health of an aging parent. Or maybe you're just looking ahead and wanting to be prepared for the future. But today, we are going to explore a deeply reassuring solution. We're looking at the professionals who step in to hold space for families during these incredibly difficult transitions.
Okay, let's quickly run through our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. The modern care gap. 2. What is a death doula? 3. Supporting families and siblings. 4. The power of legacy projects. 5. Collaborating with hospice teams. And finally, 6. Redefining a good death. Knowing this roadmap is absolutely going to empower your family's journey.
All right, Section 1, the modern care gap, acknowledging the overwhelmed system. Let's get right into it.
We really have to start by acknowledging a tough systemic reality. Modern medical systems are incredible, but they are overtaxed. It's kind of like a stretched rubber band. While hospice nurses are absolute heroes, their work is inherently task-focused, and their visits are intermittent because of crazy high patient loads. They're there to manage clinical symptoms. Families, however, are often left to manage intense anticipatory grief entirely alone. They need continuous non-medical emotional support. They need unhurried time. They need someone who isn't bound by institutional time limits or billing codes. It's a stark contrast.
Section 2, what is a death doula? The missing puzzle piece.
So what exactly is an end-of-life or death doula? Well, simply put, they are that missing puzzle piece we just talked about. They are non-medical professionals. That means they don't administer medications or perform physical diagnostics. Instead, they are the anchor for the dying and their loved ones. They ensure that literally no one has to navigate the fear and logistics of this transition alone, focusing entirely on the emotional, practical, spiritual, and relational dimensions of the dying process.
Before we go any further into their services, let's actually look at a tactical grounding tool that doulas teach caregivers. It's called the Physiological Sigh. You can use this right now or whenever caregiving just feels totally overwhelming. Let's actually do it together right now. Take 2 short inhales through your nose to fully inflate your lungs, and then 1 long, slow exhale through your mouth. Doing this 2 or 3 times immediately drops your heart rate in real time. Doulas know that to hold space for others, you absolutely have to stabilize your own nervous system first.
Moving on to Section 3, supporting families and siblings, navigating emotional weight.
Now that we're a little more grounded, let's look at how this support extends to the whole family. I absolutely love this guiding philosophy used by pediatric doulas, stretching their definition of a good moment. It's all about finding opportunities for comfort, connection, and even play under the absolute most difficult circumstances. And while this is obviously crucial for terminally ill children and their siblings, it perfectly captures how doulas help families of any age navigate the emotional weight.
Doulas actively hold space for the entire family unit. They basically absorb the logistical stress. When a clinical change happens, the doula is right there, acting as a communication bridge, translating complex clinical instructions into reassuring, understandable language. They guide siblings through their grief, and they provide continuous caregiver respite to prevent that dreaded burnout. By taking on this heavy burden, the doula allows you to just be a son, a daughter, a sibling, or a parent again, rather than just a full-time caregiver. They honor your family's choice to lead the emotional tone, whether that means laughing at old stories or just sitting quietly together.
Section 4. The power of legacy projects, meaning making.
This is where things get incredibly beautiful. One of the ways doulas facilitate emotional stabilization is through something called legacy work. On a patient's high-energy days, when they're mobile and comfortable, doulas help families design these highly personalized creations. We're talking about recording family stories on audio, organizing cherished photo collections, writing letters to grandchildren, or even doing art therapy. The crucial point here is that doulas help capture the true essence of your loved one, ensuring their unique voice and history are preserved forever.
You see, this isn't just about preparing for death. It's actually a profound act of affirming life. It honors their identity while they're still right here to share it. And, maybe most importantly, it provides a tangible, lasting source of comfort to the grieving family left behind for the years and decades to come. It's a real game changer for the grieving process.
All right, Section 5, collaborating with hospice teams, bridging the clinical gap.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how does this fit into the medical care my loved one is already getting? Are they replacing my doctors and nurses? No way. Absolutely not. End-of-life doulas are highly specialized professionals who work in direct synergy with clinical teams. Whether it's a pediatric specialist working alongside oncology nurses or a dementia specialist coordinating with memory care units, they bridge communication gaps without ever overstepping medical boundaries. They are collaborative partners to the medical establishment, not competitors.
And this number right here is absolutely crucial to understand: 15. Under Medicare rules, hospice agencies are legally mandated to update care plans at least once every 15 days. Think about that for a second. 15 days is a massive window of time during a terminal decline. A lot can change. This is exactly where doulas step in. They provide the continuous bedside monitoring and that hour-by-hour presence that stretched clinical staff simply cannot offer between those formal assessments.
Which brings us to our final section. Section 6, Redefining a Good Death, Proactive Planning.
By bringing all these elements together, the emotional support, the legacy work, the clinical synergy, doulas help families fundamentally redefine what a good death can actually look like. And it starts with this, the platinum rule. We all grew up with the golden rule, right? But the platinum rule goes a step further. Treat others as they wish to be treated. It's the beating heart of doula care. It ensures that every sensory detail of a vigil and every single end-of-life decision is grounded purely in the patient's deeply personal values.
So how does this translate into the real world? Well, by preparing upstream, initiating these really tough conversations early, getting living wills and advance directives completed, and designing sensory-based vigil plans for things like lighting and sound, doulas actively de-escalate crisis. Actually, by demystifying the physiological signs of dying, families are empowered to avoid those panic-driven, midnight emergency room runs. Instead, they can focus on peaceful, supported transitions right at home. They help transform a terrifying clinical event into an expected, supported family transition.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? If proactive planning can transform a medical crisis into a peaceful family transition, how will you prepare to anchor the ones you love? I'll leave you with that thought to reflect on today, because understanding these options, knowing that end-of-life doulas exist to provide this incredible bedside anchor, is the very first step in ensuring your family's final chapters are filled with dignity, connection, and peace. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.